Okay, so this segment will be recorded because I want to give you a preview of the project assignment. So for those of you who has not submitted the project as one type project, the group application form. This is probably a good time to form your group. Now, if you do not submit the form in I think the group application form is under, yes, course information. If you go into this project group application form, you'll see this link and you can go in there. And this is a Google form. So you go in there, fill out the form for me. And some of you have already done this. I checked. There are probably 4 or 5 groups already formed. And if you have do not have a group yet, or you prefer not to work with a group, it's perfectly fine to work as a individual in this particular project. The project is not overwhelmed, so you cannot. Well, you really need a group to work on it. It can be easily done by a person. As a matter of fact, all the assignment you have worked on up to this point will be the knowledge base for you to work on this project assignment. And some of the important component of the project or the deliverable you need to work on will be given right after your midterm exam, which will be, I think, next week, starting next week. So, and actually, together with your midterm exam, during that week, I'll give you the assignment. And if you finish up the exam, you can continue to work on the assignment. So those assignments will show you how to build something very similar to this, right? And what I'm showing you here is the Apex environment, right? Apex environment. And Apex, the full name for the Apex is Application Express. So the first two, AP, stands for application. And it's called Application Express because this environment is not that's very difficult to describe. This environment is not only for managing database, right? It is an interface. It is interface, a new generation of interface, other than in additional to managing the database and data schema that you build in there using a SQL workshop typically. It also have a very important sort of like a plugin or add-on component, add-on application. It's called the application builder. So just like the name of the feature suggests, the application builder is a set of tools help you to build application easily. And in the system as a design or in other software engineering program, we typically call this type of feature as a low code developing environment. So low is kind of like very low code developing environment. So this is one of those environments. Now its capability is to build application. I already have a few applications here, as you can see. Sample database application, one of the applications I built here for our future assignment purpose. What I want to show you is that, and there are actually a lot of example you can learn from the Oracle resource. They have open tutorial you can download to learn. And they actually also have the Application Express you can download entirely if you work on a company or organization and you can actually use it for free. I believe the limitation, of course, is the size of the data you can put in database and how many user can access the database simultaneously. I believe that the number is 10. But anyway, let me show you the sample application. So this is the environment, application building environment. So basically what you're doing here is you're building all these pages. You can see that my cursor is moving around at the bottom of it. And you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one of this is a web page. It's a web page. And we usually, maybe we should call them web page. Each one of them is it's a web page. But it is also something we call as web application. It's a software. It's a piece of software. And you can run each page independently, or you can run the entire website or web application independently, right? So in this case, I'm running this application. It's a simple database application. It has a dashboard in terms of the sales, and you can drill down to say example there. You can go back And like in this case, you have a monthly sale of some sort. You click on a product, you can enter a product, you can go into the user management, you can go into shopping cart to take a look at what product is in there for sale. So this is a fully functional e-commerce website of some sort. And of course, I'm not going to be asking you to build an e-commerce website. That is not the purpose of our class here. Instead, I'm going to be asking you to build the report, right? So this is something we call the report dashboard. So your deliverable for this particular semester, the project, is you should be able to use a tool like this one to build a report. But of course, the important job is not building this report for the database class. The important job is how you prepare data in this environment so you can build it, right? So building a report is a byproduct of our learning, but it is something that visually we can see here. So the report will look something like this. It could be this is a tree, order tree. Could be a tree, could be a sales by product report, a bar chart, then have a nice little icon and picture that you can see, and you can even some of them you can even drill down, and it could be something like a map, or in this case another bar chart, and they do have a map generating capability as well. But anyway, this is the finished product you'll be generating, right? But of course, this is only working application you'll be building. In addition to this, you have to build some additional thing. I put a few items here on this document. It will show up on your real project assignment again, but now I'll just give you some preview. What you're going to be generating and report to me is, first of all, you have to generate something called a data quality report. And if you recall our lecture from chapter 3 and chapter 4, we already discussed some of the data quality issue in using the opportunity of learning normalization theory. So you're learning that kind of report, and you need to generate something what we call the ETL report. Describe how you grab the data from the data source and moved to our Oracle environment, put them into the environment, generate the report. And during the process, have you encountered or find any problem in the process, right? So what I have in mind is that one option is that you're going to be working on the data set that I gave the spring semester student, which is actually a competition case from coming from a website called Kaggle, and I'll show you that website very quickly. Now, in the spring semester, due to the COVID-19, my database student was using the data and try to build a report on the COVID-19 case. So that is one. But in the fall semester, I figured that particular topic is probably fading out of fashion already. So I'll give you another data set. This is another data set I have in mind is the University of Arkansas data set. And actually, I haven't decided on it yet, but I'm pretty much leaning toward for you to analyzing this food company called Tyson Meat Company, right? So everybody go to supermarket, so you must know that if you like to eat a chicken nugget and do not want to buy chicken nugget from McDonald's, that probably Tyson chicken nugget is the one that you buy from Walmart or some other supermarket. So that is the company we're going to be looking at as the second option of the data. So your job is going to University of Arkansas, the environment, connecting to the database of Tyson Food Corporation, that is the real data set. And we're going to be analyzing their product sale over time. And that will be the project I have in mind, right? And in addition to the shareable dashboard, you also need to generate a database redesign and explain how you design and why you design this model. You have to produce a process report, what process you went through to move the data from one place to another. And during the process report, a byproduct was called a data quality report. Have you identified any inconsistency in the data set? Do we need to do a normalization or try to find duplicate data and that sort of thing in the original data set? That is the thing I want you to do there. And in order to generate this type of report, you do need to have consideration on, as an independent project manager, come up with a policy or method to perform your job, right? So that is the challenge of your project there. But again, it seemed like a very complicated job, but actually it's very simple. So if you have went through, I believe that's assignment number 3 when you went or 2, I forgot which one. You went there, you went to the University of Arkansas website, you download the Sam's Club data set, even though that particular exercise only download one table, actually a sample of one table. But that process, you download from there, you copy and move the text file, you upload to your Oracle Apex environment, and you generate database. The only thing missing over there is that you need to build this dashboard report based on the data you borrow, actually not borrow, move from the original data set. Now, if this is a COVID-19 case, then it will be a data set that you collect from a set of Excel spreadsheet or CSV, the text data file, and you need to do data preparation, check the quality, and upload. And you will encounter problem because we have a limited resource on the Apex environment. So if your data set is too big, how do you reduce the data set so you can still generate report with the limitation we have on the data size of your database? So those are the issues you're going to be encounter. And so if you want to prepare and learn something early, Oracle does have a lot of resource that you can go in there. I believe that you can go to their website and to download. And what I would do is, actually I have done this already for previous semester student, is I put all these resources in a category or in a module called external resource. But when I was developing this resource in the spring semester, I was using Blackboard, and now we're moving to Canvas, and the original resource was lost. So in this category or this module, you see it's called a external resource here on your share screen here, and there are a lot of these things here, but there is one category called Apex Online Tutorial. This one, if you click in there, it's a blank document. Because the reason it's blank is because originally it was a folder. So when a Blackboard folder being imported to Canvas, it become a blank document. And so what I would do is I will spend some time and uploading these document here. So you will find probably 20 tutorial. The format is very similar to the one you see throughout the semester already. Work on your assignment. So it's all screen by screen screenshot type of PowerPoint tutorial. So you follow that, you can learn how to build a very sophisticated. Now, if you do not have enough time to go through all these external, it's external because it's not required by our course, and I already use their material to build 2 specific one. That is more than enough for you to use the functionality to build report or dashboard using their feature. So those 2 will be coming up during your exam week, which is next week, and you will see that in module number 4, right? Module number 4. In this semester, we have entirely 5 different modules. So we will very quickly finish up actually 6 modules, but the 5 modules are more important. The last 2 are not included. But the last one is not included in your final exam, right? So that is the resource you will have, and and also in the external resource, you can see some of the modern database application, and I give you a few of those in the past. I have some former student, and this one is a sample project from 2016. Unfortunately, just like the project we have from the spring semester 2020, they look like they are available here, but they only show up as a shell application. So this is a project from 2016. They use a different technology. They did not use the Apex environment, because back then Apex is not available on the cloud. So they were using some of the resource I gave it to them using the PhD program. This I will give you some experience to learn other method of building a web application in your assignment 10, 9, and 10. But you will not be required to build application this way. So there are some sort of essential element for you to look at what is considered, in this case you see a blank because the application is already being removed from our server. So you will see the component of what the report will look like in the finished product. So they build a website. In this case, I think what kind of data they are using? They are using. Let me take a look at the data. Forgot which data set I asked them to build. But every semester, not every semester, every year I change the data set for students to work on. So you will see a different data set they try to analyze here. So this is a student project, more or less like this web page you'll be building. But the only difference is the web page you build will be within the application builder instead of a UIS website, right? So that is the sample, and you also have some other commercial sample that you can take a look. And this is a USA data portal, and showing you all these. I just give you some opportunity to survey what to look in, what to expect in the future database application. So, and this is actually very interesting because we are in the educational environment that we can look at some of the data set, and they easily go into some of the report and in interactive format. And the good news is that believe or not, you as I assume most of you are not programmer, right? But the good news is in our environment today, you don't need to be a programmer. You don't need to go through computer science training. You don't need to go through the business school training. You can build something like this very easily, right? Because the technology we have nowadays is much easy to build. So your Apex environment is already capable of building this, right? So this is a USA Today database data portal example. And the one I'm particularly interested in is that it's a City of Chicago data portal, and I was very interested in looking at the previous mayor to see if this mayor is committing any fraud by by giving the his friends or family member higher salary or some sort, or hire the person he's not supposed to be hiring. So I was trying to get in there, try to study the public data. And you go in there, you can find all these budget and salary information about the city of Chicago back in 2016. I don't think they update this data set anymore, but before 2016, the city data was recorded there. So that is one interesting data set, and you can take a look at the ability of a modern dashboard. And these are called a dashboard that we are looking at in here, right? So you can actually easily, I believe, generate something by using this drag and drop feature to build a dashboard very quickly, right? So this feature again is also in your Apex, believe it or not. So things like this. Hopefully that my sincere desire or wish is that after you have taken this class, in somewhere you can use this Apex environment to impress your employers or your future boss in some way. That will be my ultimate satisfaction, right? So Okay, so that's what to expect for your project. Any comments and question about your project in this semester? Yes, the question was, can one person do the project? The answer is yes. Yeah, so basically, you can finish up all these assignment in this course, which you need to, otherwise you cannot pass this class. And you can finish up every technical detail of the project. Some student may be able to do more sophisticated report, like what you see earlier in the example of the Chicago data portal. But minimally, you should be able to do something like a bar chart type of report like this one you are doing. So building a simple report, bar chart report or tabulate report, uh, a report generated directly from your query shouldn't be a problem at all, right? So that is the assumption, because you have to do that in order to pass the class. And the finished report or the finished product is not aims to make sure that you build a complete project, but you have to demonstrate you know how to do it. That's sufficient. So yes, long answer to your short question, one person is doable. Actually, it's preferred to be done by one person. But on the other hand, one of the key skill that in the business school you're learning is a teamwork environment. So I leave this option to you. You can choose to work with a group if you already have a group of friends, or or you want to take the challenge of managing a team, or you can decide I'm going to be working on this by myself. And I do look at the number of the member a little bit to decide on minor difference in terms of the score you'll be getting from the project. Yeah.
So this will be the project that the one project for the rest of the semester that we will be working on.
Yes, and of course that other than the project, you will still have the regular assignment like what we are doing every week at this point in time. So we have in this semester I designed totally, if I remember correctly, 11 assignment, 11 or 12 assignment. You can look at your syllabus there. There is a number there, and so other than that 12, you have this project assignment. But the last 2 weeks of our semester, there will be no assignment for sure, because if you look at 12 assignment, we have 16 week, and you cut off the midterm week, we have 13 weeks. So after week number 13, you have no assignment anymore. The only thing left is the final exam and the project assignment. So you have about 2 weeks totally free of other assignment to work on project. Right, so if there's no other question, I will stop the recording here, and we will move on to the lecture part of the class today.